What do you say then to a young girl? I mean, I'm going to place it as he said it, though. I mean, when, you know, a young girl is raped by her father, let's say, and she is pregnant. I mean, how do you explain this to her in terms of wanting her to go through the process of having the baby?
I think that two wrongs don't make a right, and I have been in the situation of counseling young girls, not 13, but 15, who have had very at-risk, difficult pregnancies. And my counsel was to look for some alternatives, which they did. And they found that they had made what was really a lemon situation into lemonade.
I am pro-life, and I'll answer the next question. I don't believe in the exceptions of rape or incest.
How would you tell a daughter or granddaughter who, God forbid, would be the victim of a rape to keep the child against her own will? Is that something that do you have a way to explain that?
I lived something similar to that with my own family. She chose life, and I commend her for that. She knew my views, but unfortunately for me, she chose the way I thought. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't right, but she did.
Similar how?
Maybe I wouldn't.
That's similar to rape?
No, but put yourself in a father's position. Yes. I mean, it is similar. It still but back to pro-life period.
I think our viewers would love to know exactly where you stand, specifically if you're pro-life.
Oh, yeah,
Catholic,
yeah.
But specifically where you stand when it comes to rape and when it comes to the issue of should it be legal for a woman to be able to get an abortion if she's...
Yeah, well, so I'm very proud of my pro-life record, and I've always adopted the position that the method of conception doesn't change the definition of life.
If it's a legitimate rape, the female body has ways to try to shut that whole thing down.
That has become the new hardline position, or the new rightward position in the Republican Party on abortion rights. In Paul Ryan's words, rape is just the method of conception. It doesn't make any difference to him. But imagine that it is the Republican moderate position, the moderate position in the Republican Party on abortion rights that wins out. Okay? So it's not the Paul Ryan position that wins out, but it's the Mitt Romney position. So imagine this. We get Mitt Romney elected president. A Supreme Court justice or two retires or passes away. President Romney gets one or two new justices approved and installed on the court. Conservatives rush a case to the court to overturn Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade is overturned thanks to Mitt Romney's new Supreme Court. States around the country ban abortion. And federally, Republicans in Congress are able to pass legislation and send it to now President Romney to federally ban abortion, a bill which he says he would be delighted to sign. Right? But we're not imagining a totally dystopian future. We imagine them taking what Republicans now consider to be the Mitt Romney moderate stance on this issue, in that they will allow victims of rape and incest special protection from the new government control over all American women's pregnancies. So here's a question that no one has yet asked Mr. Romney about his plan for abortion policy. This is a real practical policy question based on what he is planning to do. It's not about the radical side, it's about what he's portraying as his moderate side. How's that going to work? How are you going to decide who specifically is allowed access to abortion in America? You have to have been raped to qualify, right? So who adjudicates who has been raped? Do you take every woman's word for it? What if the man who is the alleged rapist says it wasn't rape? Do you take his word for it? Whose word counts? Do you wait until it is adjudicated in court? How about if there's an appeal? How many weeks and months is that going to take, and how many weeks and months can go by when you can feasibly still get an abortion while waiting for that process? Who makes the final ruling? Is it a cop? Is it a judge? Is it a jury? Is it Mitt Romney? If it's not the woman making the decision, who gets to make the decision? Mitt Romney has a very specific policy position on abortion rights, and the Republican Party is now trying to portray it as the moderate policy. But nobody has asked him what that policy would actually look like in America, how it would work in the real world. Joining us now for the interview tonight is the president of NARAL Pro-Choice America, Nancy Keenan. Nancy, it's good to have you here.
Thanks. Great to be back.